And we are live.
Welcome back to Checkpoint, your number one show rounding up all the hottest, not so modest news stories of the week and discussing all the relevant topics you need to know about. I'm one of your hosts, James Walmer, joined today by Eat Dat Olive 445, otherwise known as Vincent DeSantis.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, audio listeners, and you can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/strictlycasual. Don't forget to hit us with a rating on those audio platforms. Don't forget to subscribe, like, do all the things. Today we're talking about a review roundup, multiple review roundups. We're talking about GTA Remastered Trilogy. We're talking about a bunch of good stuff. But what I want to know, Vin, is how are you doing? What are you playing?
I am doing okay. I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Just okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just feel like mentally I'm a little bogged.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're pushing through.
Mm-hmm.
We are pushing through.
Yeah, we are.
James, you slammed Dark Souls 3 into my console this week, so I did play a little bit of that.
Yeah, you did.
And I am enjoying it as much as I am hating myself. I am enjoying it.
I'm glad you enjoy the game.
Yeah.
I was telling people about it. I was like, I don't know if Vin likes it or if he just is joining the other masochists that enjoy self-mutilation.
A little bit of both.
Great.
Yeah, I can't really say one or the other yet.
No, sure.
And then I played all of Unpacked.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And holy shit, dude, Unpacked is
I can't wait to play
great.
it.
It's so good. And then I jumped into Forza this week.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my lord, it is
Very jealous.
gorgeous and very, very fun. You got to play a little bit of it too.
I did. You let me play a little, and it was just a lot of fun.
It was cool.
Yeah, the
How about you?
music is great. Let's see. What did I play this week? I didn't play anything until today, where I jumped into Dark Souls 3, and I tried to beat a Cyros, or however you say. He's the old ass dragon, and I fucking hate him.
Sure.
He's terrible.
Yeah.
Worst boss ever. But I know there's a good boss right after him, so I'm trying to beat him to get to Champion Gundyr, who it's one of my friend's best favorite bosses in the game, and then after that I can start moving toward DLC bosses.
Cool.
Which I'm really excited for.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. Well,
First up on the docket, this is fresh, not just today, but the last 2 days. GTA Remastered, the trilogy, or whatever the full official title is. Grand Theft Auto 3, San Andreas, and Vice City Remastered, all dropped. And boy, did they drop.
they sure dropped in the bucket, baby, because they are rough. They're hilarious. There's not a lot of reviews out yet because there's 3 games, and so there's like early. Really, we just have people's words to go on right now.
Yeah.
And it's just people playing the game and posting
most
screenshots.
importantly, screenshots.
And tell me a little bit about the screenshots.
Well,
it's hard to tell. It's hard to say.
It's hard to put into words, but
Yeah.
to put it this way, instead of like the models that they used did not translate well to whatever engine they're using to up-res and redo these models.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the right terminology even.
No, but
everything is goofy. Like,
everything is goofy.
when I say goofy, like, go look at pictures right now. You could go look at James's profile picture on Twitter right now
can.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
It is just goof central, and it's hilarious.
It's so funny.
It's almost like they've just committed to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised we didn't see any of this before.
Right.
This game just came out. Like, it happened. They're like, oh yeah, it's coming out next month. And then nothing, and then it just came out.
But also, it doesn't run well at all, specifically on PC, because people are reporting that it struggles to run at 60 frames per second, 1080p. And that's using a 3080 Ti.
Yikes.
That is a huge yikes. That shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. I saw on Twitter, somebody called it the Lumberjack game because of how many frames it was dropping on Switch. Which doesn't really make a lot of
choppy.
sense. Choppy, because it's choppy.
Yeah.
I hate myself. I hate my wife. But yeah, that's GTA Remastered Trilogy. I would highly recommend looking at those screenshots because it's very funny.
And that's about it. Maybe like some people are genuinely enjoying it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, if you like the games, you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah. Also, the rain looks awful. Did you
didn't
see
see
there's a video of the rain and you can't see anything because these thick
Okay.
white hash marks coming down
Okay.
across the screen.
Some Minecraft ass rain.
It is some Minecraft ass rain.
Cool.
That's the closest
Okay.
thing I can, but it's more intrusive.
Sure. I'm excited to see it, to be honest.
It's great.
Next up, we got review roundup for Forza Horizon 5. I'm just going to go through these real quick. This is from GameSpot. GameSpot gives it a 9 out of 10 and says, even when it's familiar, Forza Horizon 5 makes a small but thoughtful changes to its established blueprint that hones in on people behind the cars in a way that the franchise previously just glosses over. Oh my gosh. Its alterations to progression are welcome too, letting you focus on events that you love, while also giving you even more event types to make effective use of the varied and fun map that has also been designed around Mexico's best hit, and that's Alejandro Barbosa. The Gamer gives it a 5 out of 5 and says collectively Forza Horizon 5 does everything right, and in doing so makes Playground Games' latest entry into the Forza franchise an absolute must-play for any racing enthusiast or casual fan. That's from Sam Wantanuki. IGN, another perfect 10 out of 10, says, quote, it looks beautiful, it sounds magnificent, and it's glorious to play. Yes, Forza Horizon 5 is a lot of things. Above all, however, it is a result of a racing studio at the peak of its craft and the best open-world racing game I've ever played. That's from Luke Riley. Finally, Game Informer gives it a 9.5 out of 10, saying, at every turn, Forza Horizon 5 impresses in ways few games have. From the first mile, I was on the edge of my seat. With so much to do in such a relentlessly gorgeous world, I suspect it won't be very long before I get the itch to jump back into the driver's seat of my favorite car. Even amidst a competitive racing field, Forza Horizon 5 is a finely tuned supercar, and that's Brian Shia.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
You've been having a lot of fun with
I've been
Forza
having
5.
so much fun. I can't wait to play more, dude. I cannot wait to play more.
Yeah, if my financial stuff worked out with Game Pass, I would have been playing a lot of Forza and not doing my other work this week.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that'll be next week for you.
Maybe that'll be next week. Who knows?
It will.
Next up.
Spoilers.
Next up, we have Shin Megami Tensei 5 releasing this week. That released on the 11th, which was yesterday, correct?
Yep.
Yep. Today's the 12th.
Yep. Nope. Yep.
Yep. Nope. Yep.
Uh-huh.
And so, if you're not familiar, Shin Megami Tensei 5 is huge in the JRPG community. You might recognize some of the gameplay styles and the sort of demons from the Persona games, which are kind of Shin Megami Tensei games in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways they're not. Hard for me to explain, but anyways, it's kind of a big deal for a lot of people, even if this isn't your main jam. Metacritic score is sitting at an 86. The Game Informer gave it an 8.25. The Shin Megami series has always reflected the darkness and cruelty of the world we live in, offering a reminder that the odds are often stacked against us, and unfair circumstance can cause great loss. But it also captures the beauty of rising up against those daunting challenges to stand tall. Even when things seem impossible, we somehow persevere. That's what makes the Shin Megami Tensei franchise shine, but the road to these victorious highs is filled with demoralizing lows. Voluntarily putting your energy into something that requires extra fortitude, commitment, and patience may not seem that appetizing at first glance, but no game has made me feel the rush of victory and satisfaction of testing my skill quite like Shin Megami Tensei 5. It's almost like a turn-based, like in terms of skill and satisfaction, a lot of this language is reminiscent of Dark Souls as well.
Okay.
So imagine, I'm not going to say imagine Dark Souls but turn-based, because doesn't paint the right picture. Right. But in terms of the feelings you get, I would compare it to Dark Souls if I'm understanding this review correctly.
Okay.
This next statement is from, I'm also reading out these statements longer just because there's not a lot of familiarity with the franchise, so I think it's necessary to give a little bit of context to what these games are in their reviews. A second statement from Game Informer says, if one thing can be said for Shin Megami Tensei 5, it's that it demands the player give their best at all times. There's no sleepwalking or blindly spamming attacks through battles. You must think every move and constantly weigh risk versus reward. For someone who plays a lot of RPGs, this is a refreshing challenge, but is also exhausting. Still, I can't deny the feeling that washed over me as I saw the credits roll, especially after taking on a seemingly endless spawn of bosses to get there. I felt on top of the world, like I had earned the right to define it. I wish making the actual choice was a little more satisfying. Still, Shin Megami Tensei 5 makes smart improvements to its already strong core, creating an entertaining and rewarding journey I won't soon forget.
Cool.
IGN gave it an 8, saying with extensive and satisfying party customization, excellent combat, and challenging enemies, Shin Megami Tensei 5 never left me feeling bored or burned out across its epic length. Exploration and platforming sections led some much needed variety when you're fighting so many similar battles in a row. I just couldn't shake the feeling that this was Persona without the heart, without the unforgettable companion characters, the potent personal story, the incredible soundtrack, and the jaw-dropping twists and turns. Still, if you're looking for a meaty, demanding, endlessly deep, and overall outstanding JRPG to sink your teeth into, Shin Megami Tensei has heaping portions of it. And I'm gonna mention real quick that a lot of people were upset about IGN's comparison to Persona in this.
Why?
Because the fan base likes them to be treated as two very much separate games.
Okay.
Two, like, they're different gameplay styles. They want different things out of the player. As where Shin Megami Tensei 5 is very much like difficult, and its whole thing is like rewarding difficulty and the bosses and everything. Well, that's a part of Persona games, and the combat style is reminiscent of Shin Megami Tensei 5 in a lot of ways. It's more narrative focus and character focus and relationship with those characters, and that's the drive of it.
Got it.
Rather than the pure like gameplay fighting experience.
Yeah. Okay.
And then finally, Polygon says, despite that I was playing as a Nahabino, which I don't know what that is, I rarely felt almighty. My small victories granted me satisfaction, guessing weaknesses, anticipating an attack that would have otherwise wiped my entire party, because whenever I entered a new area, I knew enemies wouldn't go easy on me. If I was lucky, they would offer to spare me in exchange for items or money, but alas, this is not a world where luck is on my side. Yet, it's one I couldn't wait to get back to, and I don't want to leave any time soon.
Sweet. Overall, very positive.
Overall, very, very positive.
8s and up. Love it. Good stuff. I don't really have much to say about it because I've never played a Shin Megami Tensei game, nor have I seen much gameplay at all. So I don't know if I can like speak on it that much. Do you have like, I don't know. Have you played any of them?
I have not. Well, I played Persona 5. So like that's the only familiarity I have with the sort of game that Shin Megami Tensei 5 is.
But it's not. But this is turn-based.
Persona 5 is turn-based.
Right.
So they're both turn-based combat systems.
But they're criticized that they're compared together.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Interesting. All right. Well, I'll have to look at it a little bit more. Next up, SteamDeck is delayed. This comes from IGN. Valve has announced that the SteamDeck, its portable computer gaming handheld, will be delayed by 2 months. The first units will now begin shipping in February 2022 instead of its planned December 2021 release date. In a blog post, Valve cited the global supply chain issues and material shortages as reasons for the delay. These issues have affected many consumer devices, from other game consoles to cars and more. Quote, "We're sorry about this. We did our best to work around the global supply chain issues, but due to material shortages, components aren't reaching our manufacturing facilities in time for us to meet our initial launch dates," Valve says. Quote, "Based on our updated build estimates, Steam Deck will start shipping to customers in February 2022. This will be the new start date of the reservation queue." To which people are still having issues reserving things every once in a while. They log in and they say their Steam account isn't old enough, or like random
weird
stuff. Yeah. Valve says that its reservations will not change, and those reservation holders will keep their place in line, but starting at a new date. So if you already had a reservation, it is now just moved into that February date instead of the January date or December date. Meaning if you're lucky enough to get a Steam Deck reserved for December 2021, your unit will begin shipping February. Yeah, that's it. Steam Deck is like so fascinating to me because I feel like we've seen a lot of like what the Steam Deck can do, but like we've seen a lot of what Steam or Valve wants us to know the Steam Deck can do. I'm excited for when people get their hands on it and they find new things to do with it that aren't like necessarily exactly what it was built for.
Right.
That's
but
what
it'll
I'm excited
find
for.
like its new niche.
Yeah.
Like, he said, yeah, I use my Steam Deck as an e-reader,
Sure.
as a Kindle.
Someone's gonna go crazy like that.
Yeah. This chip shortage is also affecting a lot of other gaming hardware, like the PlayStation 5. There's a lot of articles out there right now that came out today and yesterday about why Sony's struggling to put out PS5s for the holidays.
Yeah.
Cue airlifted PS5s.
Yes. Which is wild. I didn't really read too much about it, but apparently they're just shipping parts via, I don't know. So they're airdropping it. I don't even know what that means, but they said they're airdropping this from country to country.
Not like they're not like dropping them out of a plane.
They're dropping them out of the plane with parachutes. They're physically
It's like
shooting
Santa
them.
Claus, but like with little parachutes.
Yeah,
to
exactly
each little
like that.
household.
Yeah. You get a PS5 and you get a PS5 all the way down.
Elden Ring is shaping up to be a dream come true. Guys, this week, Bandai Namco and From Software are putting out their closed technical test invitations. And so as a result, throughout the week, there are people, I know, I still haven't gotten one. But people are getting their hands on Elden Ring. The demo is 1 hour long, and if I understand it correctly, that gives players 1 hour to kind of do almost whatever they want, with some sections like blocked off.
Just 1 hour?
Yeah, I think it is. I think they have like 1 hour to do. So I think when people say they play 20 hours, they've played it 20. I think. I could be totally wrong.
I think it's longer.
You do?
Yeah, I don't know if it has an hour cap on it. Here, keep reading and I'll figure out if it has a cap.
Cool. Because I swear I was reading like a Jason Schreier tweet and he was saying I reached like the end of the hour. That's what I remember him saying. But I'm just going to read. This is a post from Gene Park at Washington Post, in which he kind of wraps up his impressions of playing Elden Ring. And I also would recommend looking at Iron Pineapple's content, because Gene Park also forwarded his content, and he's sort of like an Elden Ring / Souls content creator.
Did you watch that?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
I watched like half of it out there.
Yeah.
It was sick.
It was really, really good. Because he knows the systems and he knows the world and the context and everything so well, he can really name things in a way that makes sense. Anyway, I'm going to read a few snippets from the article, saying, "It's fitting, then, that the world of Elden Ring is called The Lands Between. As the first true open world game from Miyazaki, Elden Ring will finally allow players to explore the lands between these amazing locations, choked with similarly captivating locations. I played about 15 to 20 hours of the network test, toppling 8 boss encounters of varying difficulties and types, plumbing 3 different catacombs, I said that weird, riding my mule across a cliffside beach like I did in the PlayStation 2 classic Ico, and climbing a hill perpetually engulfed by a storm."
Also, all of these points are from Gene Park's very long and well-written article, and I just plucked 4 like paragraphs basically that I thought were good representations of kind of his whole article. So they don't necessarily all go together. Just sorry.
"Therein lies the promise of Elden Ring, a game that offers everything ever dreamed up within the action-adventure genre, all drenched with the gorgeous aesthetics and lore of a From Software game. When I slowly walk my mule through a moonlit forest, I think of how I dreamed of this moment since Sony's Shadow of Colossus, which offered a similar experience on a much smaller scale with far less to do and explore. When I hike the storm-covered hill and see the gates of Stormvale Castle come into view through the dust and clouds, I think about every Dark Souls game that allowed for this moment, except with an even stronger sense of discovery. I didn't just reach the next level, I took a journey, I saw it, and I went." Elden Ring also teases the possibility of this being a From Software game that's teeming with life. As if the game continues to live after you turn it off, the night brings different creatures and situations depending on where you explore. Ever since Demon's Souls, From Software games have been obsessed with death and desperation. And the world has always reflected this. While not exactly a jaunt through the Mushroom Kingdom, the lands between feel busy with routine and spectacle. Limgrave, or at least the western portion of it that's available in the network test, is already filled with wildlife, merchants, and cackling doomsayers.
Cackling.
Elden Ring is shaping up to be the game I've wished for since I played the first Zelda title back in the 80s. Even in its truncated, I'm going to say that's how you pronounce that word, state, I could have played those same 20 hours over and over again just to enjoy the wandering, exploration, and thrilling sword fights. Somehow, the final game launching in February will offer more. Until then, I'll keep dreaming of the places we'll go and the things we'll see.
Raving reviews all
Did you
around.
ever find out how long?
No, the only thing I could see is that the network test for the general public that got in was only in 3-hour intervals. So like it's from the 12th to the 15th, and like, which means that it's open today for the general public, but these people obviously got to play it earlier, like people that work for Washington Post, probably in longer segments.
Okay, so if I'm understanding it, it's like you had this time window that you could have access to it and play.
Now there is those, so the journalists are different than people that just got into the network test, I guess. So the network test, like today, will be open for 3 hours. It's like from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock Pacific time today, and then you can play all 3 of those hours, but like it's only open just a set amount of time. I'm sure that they have devs and stuff that are watching like what is happening to the servers and everything during those 3 hours to like, I don't know, collect data.
Yeah.
But
I've talked about it before on the show, but I'm just so excited for this game.
It looks gorgeous.
And every time I watch more, I get more excited for it.
Yeah. I don't know where I stand with Dark Souls. I really don't. Like I'm really excited for this, but I don't know if I'm gonna love it or not. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
But it looks sick. You guys, if you haven't watched any gameplay of it, please do yourself a favor and do it. It looks dope. Next up, First Avengers Spider-Man trailer shows the PlayStation exclusive in action. If you did not know, back for Marvel's Avengers, I don't know how many months ago this is now, maybe a year ago. It was part of the launch campaign for Marvel's Avengers. To buy it on PlayStation, Spider-Man will be playable. It has been a year and a half now, and we've had no word. But we talked about this last week. Avengers gave us a date, November 30th. We'll be able to play Spider-Man. But we still haven't seen him. And that was like a week ago, right?
Yeah.
And it comes out in like 2 weeks. Finally, we got a little trailer. It's like a minute and a half.
Oh, we got a trailer?
Dude, it's sick.
I didn't see the full trailer. I just saw the screenshot.
It's tight.
Really?
It's
Does it show
tight.
gameplay?
No, it's all cinematic. It's all cinematic. But the suit is like a cross between, like I would say Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and Tom Holland Spider-Man. It looks like a cross between that. It's pretty cool. After mysteriously being absent for over a year, it's finally time for a long-promised hero to make his way into Marvel's Avengers. This comes from Forbes, by the way. This is Paul Tassi. God bless him.
God bless him.
Spider-Man is just a few weeks away, and IGN just debuted their first trailer for the new hero today. The trailer has Spider-Man fighting Avengers' usual aim goons, which sucked because it's the same robots. I hated that.
The same.
But when he's overwhelmed, the Avengers come to his aid. This accumulates in a pretty impressive shot showcasing what is now 10 heroes that are now live in Avengers, which is not bad. And with Spider-Man being the 4th added post-launch. Despite all the problems with Avengers, it really does feel like some components of the dream to make an ongoing, ever-expanding Avengers game is being realized. Of course, Spider-Man has a caveat. Nothing has changed about Spider-Man's announced exclusivity on Sony platforms, meaning Xbox and PC players will not be able to play this at all. Also, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a massive expansion to the game, nowhere near what we got for Black Panther. But Paul said he wouldn't be shocked for something smaller than Hawkeye and the Kate Bishop DLC either. So we might literally be getting a character and a story mission or something, not like a character with like a 5-hour story thing. Like, because Black Panther was like 6 hours or something for that. And then Kate Bishop and Hawkeye are around 4 to 5 hours. So I don't know. Plus a bunch of like raids and stuff for each and all that kind of stuff. I expect a full showcase of Spider-Man and his abilities before Crystal Dynamics releases him on PlayStation on November 30th. That update also has a ton of changes coming to the game for all players and a new Wakandan raid that is not platform specific. I'm excited. On November 30th, regardless of how bad or good it is, I'll be trying it out. Can't wait.
Do you have it installed?
The game?
Yeah.
I had it installed, but I deleted it to add some other stuff. I'll reinstall it. No biggie. It's like 60 gigs or something. I can hang.
Great.
I can hang.
Am I reading the ad read?
I believe so.
Cool. Brace yourselves. Winter is coming. What the writers of Game of Thrones didn't want to tell you is that Bran was actually in a wheelchair because he didn't trim his balls with Manscaped.
Facts.
Poor guy thought it was okay to trim his balls with a traditional razor hair trimmer. Not sure what you want as a gift for the holidays? Well, Manscaped is the ultimate gift, and they're here to change the men's grooming game. And you can get 20% off plus free shipping if you use the code strictlycasual at manscaped.com. It's time to gear up and get yourself the gift of shaving this holiday season. I'm talking about the Manscaped Perfect Package 4.0. The Performance Package 4.0 is the best in the business. This hygiene bundle includes the Lawnmower 4.0, Weed Whacker, Boxers, Travel Kit, and liquid formulations, of which there are many. The new Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer is waterproof with advanced skin-safe technology to reduce nicks and cuts, and even has a light to help with your close shave down there. No need to have a red wedding situation next time you're going for a trim.
That's amazing. Also, I think the flashlight is like incredible on there. I really believe in it. And it does wonders.
But you kind of did have a red wedding situation.
No red wedding. Never the red wedding.
Oh my goodness. The Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer can help you whack those nasty weeds in your delicate holes. This product also has proprietary skin-safe technology to help prevent nicks, snags, and tugs.
It doesn't offer nicks, snags, and tugs.
No,
that would
definitely
be real bad.
not. The Performance Package also includes the Crop Preserver as deodorant for your balls to protect against chafing. Also, their Crop Reviver Ball Toner will keep your boys fresh at all #times. Maybe you're on the other side of the wall and you don't know when your next shower is.
No worries.
The Crop Mop ball wipes are for you. That sounds incredible.
Do you think this can replace the shower? The Crop Mop ball wipes? It might.
Are you showering just to keep your balls clean?
It's definitely a portion of it.
Sure. I'd say, given other hygienic precautions, this could go to replace a shower.
Sure. Okay.
Eventually.
Sure.
Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code strictlycasual at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code strictlycasual at manscaped.com. Say trick or treat to your beautiful new Halloweenie with Manscaped.
I forgot to change that part out, but yes, the offer still stands. Strictly casual, 20% off plus free shipping. Thank you, Manscaped.
Thank you, Manscaped.
Coming up next, we got Halo Infinite previews going out to they went to the big
to the press
outlets, and in which there was an in-person event, so the press got to go to a place and then play the first 4 hours of the game. James, tell me your reservations of the game before I read some of this, but of what we saw from the gameplay.
Okay, because of a new open world direction, my primary concern is this is going to turn into another Ubisoft ass experience in which you go around to multiple camps, you clear them, and you get a fast travel point, or you get fucking whatever the fuck. And you just keep moving around, upgrade some things, do a story mission, keep moving around.
You want a linear story, straight up.
I want a linear story straight up. It allows for more cinematic moments that feel bigger, like you're a part of something bigger.
And it's a bit disappointing that this is showing that it looks like it's more open world. You know what I mean?
Yes, to me.
So, we don't necessarily have the answer to that, but we have a little more details on that. And I tried to include stuff that might, I don't know, not remedy your concerns, because they won't.
Oh.
But they will address them a little bit.
Sure.
So this is specifically IGN's preview. And okay, they say the biggest surprise I had coming out of my few hours with Halo Infinite's campaign hands-on wasn't the delightful exploration, so there is exploration, nor the incredibly fun gameplay paired with Infinite's new equipment. Instead, it came down to the characters. Halo Infinite sees legendary Master Chief once again tasked with saving the universe from yet another threat, and after 5 major campaigns, the Chief seems tired, sad even.
I would be too.
I would be. He's gone through a lot.
He's gone through a lot.
Quite a bit. He's a man of few words, but his movements and cutscenes and responses to those who need him are heavier than I've seen before. This kind of gets me excited.
This is kind of interesting, yeah.
I don't know. This is Chief without Cortana. His subtle yet distinct change is far from a bad thing, though. If anything, Master Chief's forlorn demeanor that he sets aside to get the job done is a great indication to me that Halo Infinite's story is intended to be a more impactful adventure.
I'm intrigued.
That was a big heading. I would say she goes into about 10 paragraphs of very minute details. The whole, so she wrote this entire thing. I forget her name. I'll have to look. And they made a video. The video is 25 minutes long for her to read all of it. And so there's a lot of content here if you want to check it out. I just pulled some pieces. Just because Zeta Halo is larger, more open sandbox, doesn't mean 343 suddenly has us doing puzzles or tasks unbecoming of a genetically augmented super soldier like Master Chief. Fighting enemies and destroying their things is always at the center of Halo Infinite's gameplay, and whether I was taking on a roaming pack of Bansheed or infiltrating Banished, or infiltrating a fortress for a story mission, the more open nature only facilitated in giving me more options for combat. Having replayed the original trilogy many times over, that choice and excellence in weaponry were essential to keep me going back. So she's saying it's not overbearing with some of the things and instead opened it up for more ideas of how to approach situations. So that could be a positive.
That could be a positive.
Could be. I think there's a fine line. I think it could cross that line easily.
Yeah.
I have thus far only explored a fraction of Halo Infinite, though the map isn't as large as Assassin's Creed or Red Dead. Thank God. Far from it, I'd say. What it does hold seems to offer something more curated with excellent combat at its heart. It's closer to Batman Arkham games in terms of its open world than the aforementioned games. After my time with it, I can say I'm confident I'll enjoy the exploration part of Halo Infinite. The story part is what I'm curious about for now. 343 needs to stick the landing on the plot department, especially with regard to giving us a satisfying resolution to the Chief and Cortana's relationship. If they can do that, then they'll have successfully and definitively made Halo their own. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
I'm optimistic about Halo for sure.
Was this journalist optimistic about the exploration stuff before the game came out? Before she played this?
I didn't hear any of her thoughts beforehand.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
But
this definitely draws me in a lot more than I previously was.
She didn't. I watched the whole thing, listened to the whole article, and I didn't hear. She didn't mention anything about the skill system, leveling up, that kind of thing.
Okay.
I don't even know if they had access to that, which does also change things too. Am I going to grind for skill points before I play the story? Like, I don't want to do that.
I don't either.
I don't know. Who knows? Figure it out.
PlayStation could reveal a big remake in December, according to a rumor. This comes from GameCentric.com. Remakes and remasters of previous games have remained a big part of today's consoles. Companies with long-running or popular properties have been exploring for ways to resurrect classic games for modern audiences, from complete remakes to Final Fantasy VII Remake to the upcoming Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Others, such as Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which includes the first 3 games with upgrades, have simply ported previous titles with quality of life changes. Sony has a history of remakes, having released a totally recreated Demon's Souls alongside PlayStation 5. Rumors of yet another legendary PlayStation game being restored continue to circulate around the company. So yet, there's been no solid information on which property it could be, and with Sony's vast library of IPs, anything could happen. However, once a person involved in the game's production came out, the timeline for wait, I'm sorry. Did I read this properly? However, once one person involved in the game's production came out, the timeline for a possible announcement was shortened.
They just mean that someone working on the team mentioned that they were working on a PlayStation remake of an old game, and They did not say what that was. But they did say they were working on it.
Didn't Bluepoint say that?
Yeah, but this is no one from Bluepoint.
Okay. This is a different occurrence?
Yeah, this is a different occurrence. Yeah.
In a recent interview, folk singer Ava McMahon, widely known as Ava, it's a good choice, confirmed that she was involved in a recording session for a yet-to-be-announced PlayStation game. McMahon went on to say that she worked on an Irish-language composition with Michael McGlynn soon before the COVID-19 pandemic hit. McGlynn approached McMahon about the opportunity, explaining that it was for a PlayStation remake game.
What game could potentially have some sort of Irish tunes in them that could be being remade? I don't have no idea, but I'm trying to think. If anybody else has ideas of what it could be, drop them in.
Irish language composition.
I don't know if McMahon did one song or multiple songs for like a soundtrack type thing. Because
has he done other soundtracks?
I think this is a girl. McMahon, Ava McMahon.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Michael McGlynn.
Oh, potentially. I'm not sure. I don't have enough information on this. But it could be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just ready to be surprised.
I don't have any ideas.
I'm happy to be surprised by it.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever it is.
When do you think Oh, in December, LOL.
Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be revealed in December. Yeah. With, who knows? Because a lot of things are saying they're going to be announced in December.
PSX.
Let me tell you, James. I was looking, somebody compiled all the first-party studio games for PlayStation and when they're coming out in the next year or so. There's only a couple announced right now that we haven't got.
And they're all front-loaded.
And they are super front-loaded. There's a couple.
Yeah, like God of War is later on, I think.
Yeah, but some of them have no dates. Like we got Wolverine and Spider-Man 2, which are technically way out.
Yeah.
But after Horizon and God of War.
Well, I mean, Horizon's like early
February.
Spring. Yeah, okay, never mind. Late winter. And then God of War is
Summer.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
December, they're going to announce more stuff. I don't know what it is, but some stuff will be announced.
They need fall releases.
They might need it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I am glad PlayStation doesn't release any first-party games at this time of year right now, because this is the time of year where all the yearly games are coming out. Like,
you're right.
This is like the end of the year. You have your Call of Duty, your Battlefields, your Assassin's Creeds, your this, your that.
Right, but keep in mind that it seems like a lot of the games were initially supposed to come out this fall, early winter.
True. Yeah, they just
and then they got
yeah,
delayed.
Totally. Right. But I am glad that they're not launching a first party right now. There's so much.
There's a lot right now.
There's so much. Finally. I know you've been waiting for this, James. You've been waiting to get this article in. He was so excited he added pictures to this article. In James's most anticipated game of 2021, Call of Duty Vanguard will add Captain America and Indiana Jones. This is from a leak from GameSpot. It looks like two very famous fictional World War II heroes might be joining Call of Duty Vanguard. A data mining effort has revealed that the legendary characters Captain America and Indiana Jones might be coming to Vanguard in a future update. Twitter user Madonna's HD, who has previously unearthed unannounced Call of Duty content, found references to Cap and Indiana Jones. Quote, no quote. They might be coming to Vanguard as part of an event called, quote, American Heroes. Is Indiana Jones now considered an American hero?
He fights Nazis.
He does fight Nazis. He also thinks things belong in a museum. This belongs in a museum. It's one of his most famous lines. I A Captain America calling card was also discovered in the data mining effort via Games Radar. Captain America and Indiana Jones are famous Nazi fighters, so the connection to Vanguard makes sense. That being said, Activision has yet to officially announce this, so take it with a grain of salt for now. GameSpot has contacted Activision in an attempt to get more details. Now, James, I don't know why I thought of this initially, but I'm thinking of time travel characters here. Now, stick with me. Can you imagine, like, Wolverine who lives forever? Like, you know, in that, he's in the Wolverine, the movie.
Yes.
It starts with him when Iwo Jima goes off. You know what I mean? And he saves a kid in Iwo Jima. Like, the bomb. The nuclear bomb.
You mean Hiroshima?
No, but there's two bombs. There's
And
Hiroshima
Nagasaki.
and Nagasaki. What did I say?
You said Eurojima.
I don't know why. I don't know why I said that. Is there anything that could have swayed my pronunciation like that I just read? I don't know. I'm just illiterate. That's fine. Nagasaki. Oh my god. He saves the little girl in Nagasaki, right? But can you imagine if he was in Call of Duty Vanguard? You got Wolverine. Who else is a good time traveler that has a one World War II scene that we could put in here? Because Call of Duty and Activision are cash grabbing anything right now. Anything. They're like, we need people to buy our game, so let's put Captain America and Indiana
Iron
Jones
Man
in
could
here.
be in it too.
You might as well. Why?
He went with Captain America back in Endgame.
No, he didn't. He
Yeah.
died. Remember? He went like this and he died.
Oh, that's right.
But we could get Peggy Carter DLC, is what
We
you're
got
saying.
Peggy Carter.
There's endless opportunities here. Activision, if you need to
No,
consult
I'm
for
talking
this,
about
let me know.
before that.
Oh,
When they went to
you're
get
right.
the Tesseract.
You're right. You're right. I'm wrong. Fair enough. So we have a little leaked pictures here too. It's great. It's Indiana Jones punching a Nazi. It's Captain America and like some leather, some good old leather. Good old leather. Yeah.
And the calling card.
And the calling card of Captain America bouncing some bolts off his shield, doing his thing. But forget Vanguard. 2042 comes out next week. Sheesh. Can't wait. Random fun stuff. It's time. James, hit me.
Forza Horizon 5 has already passed 6 million players worldwide on all platforms less than 24 hours after launch.
Passing Forza Horizon 4 by over 3 million.
That's insane.
Doubling the last.
Wow.
And I think part of that has to be because of Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't for Game Pass, that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is out now on Nintendo Switch, if you were interested in playing that there.
Since its launch in February 2018, Deep Rock Galactic has sold more than 3 million units across Steam and Xbox.
Have you played Deep Rock?
No.
Have you seen Deep Rock?
Yes.
Looks very cool. I
It,
have a lot of
looks
friends
like
that are
Left
into
4
it.
Dead, but in space.
It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's sick. Starfield will let you choose your pronouns, and NPCs will respond accordingly. Nice.
Cool. Metroid Dread has reached the highest launch month in sales of any Metroid game in Nintendo
NPD?
NPD history. Nintendo production.
I don't know. NPD history. Okay. Anyways, someone's birthday this week.
It's PS5 and Xbox Series celebrate their 1-year anniversary.
And still people can't get their hands on them.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
And super exciting, which I've seen nobody post about, which makes me concerned that I don't know if this is valid.
I haven't seen anything.
James and I were up at the butt crack of dawn this morning.
We
I was
were.
going through Twitter and it said, Sucker Punch tweeted that Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is coming to the PS Plus, PS5,
The PlayStation Plus
PlayStation Collection in PS5. But it's not there right now.
Well, they also said Infamous Second Son was going to be on
it's
there, but
already
it's already on there.
I think they were just saying that this is being added to their other game that's already on there, which
There we
is.
go. Infamous Second Son.
But I have no date when this is happening. I don't know if that's today. It sounded like it was today.
It sounded like it was like right now.
Because I can't wait to play Icky Island, dude. I'm stoked for it.
I want to play the game in general.
So good. But yeah, that's random fun stuff. That's Checkpoint.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. James, give me your closing masterpiece that you've been preparing all morning. Yep.
It's a hard hat summer.
Hard Hat Summer. Sure.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. I was gonna say we have a lot of Disney Plus Day videos up on the channel right now. If you want to see our Obi-Wan featurette reaction, we have
Yep.
new Marvel show. Like we got Moonlight. We got like maybe 10 seconds of Moonlight.
Moon Knight.
You can check out on our YouTube, that kind of stuff. Got another episode of Freeze Frame dropping this weekend,
Mhm.
plus more coming up in the following weeks. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you on episode 89 next week.
It's crazy.
I think so. 89. All right, guys. That's a wrap. Peace out.